Hey y'all, got this old Calmoy Shadow Grade billiard, rusticated. Ooh, bright up there. And I've got some Cornell & Deal's Bayou Morning Flake. I want to do a little intro into a series of videos I want to do, I've been asked to do, talking about different genres of tobacco. These aren't exhaustive. They're not going to be, the genres that I talk about are not going to be such that everything fits into them, because you know, blends are different and you can create something that's completely original. Or you can take a standard style and sort of vary it in some way or another. But today I kind of wanted to share a little bit about the first major division. Some people, when they're talking about different tobaccos, will characterize them as, do you like aromatics or Englishes? Or, you know, what do you like, aromatics or natural tobaccos? And just a little bit of a disclaimer on that. For one, I think aromatics versus Englishes gets into, you know, what is an English tobacco. But as I understood it when I first started, an English blend had a lot of Latakia, or at least a decent portion of it in there. And there's a lot to tobacco that is not an aromatic besides English blends. And that's actually, when I quit smoking aromatics, I started enjoying English blends more, and it took me a little while to get into some of the other types of tobaccos, which I now enjoy probably even more than English blends. But to complicate matters, there's not always a super hard and fast line between aromatics and non-aromatics. All tobaccos are cased to some extent. They have a little something added to them in order to make them palatable and smokable. So even natural blends are going to have a little bit of some kind of casing. Otherwise, just fresh raw tobacco, once it's been cured, is not really all that pleasant. Some, you know, blenders will use more than others. I think Greg Pease, he said in an article or an interview that I read, somebody asked him, like, do you use casings or something, and you know, he doesn't make really aromatic blends, and so answering this question, he said, well, if you have to ask, he said basically everybody uses some kind of casing. But if you got to ask, that means we're doing it right, as far as you're getting more of a natural tobacco flavor. Also along those lines, there's different varying degrees of how much of an aromatic topping that can be used, something that's added to give a certain flavor or aroma onto a tobacco. Some of them, your typical aromatics, you're probably thinking of a Danish or American style, which maybe mostly Cavendish, or maybe Burleys and Virginias as well. And some of the worst examples of those are going to be a really low quality leaf with a bunch of flavor on them, and all you taste is that flavor. All you taste is, you know, you've got cheap leaf, and then all you taste is vanilla or cherry or whatever else. But then some tobaccos, some of the higher quality ones, will use a lot of flavor. Some of them will use less flavor, and so you can taste the tobacco coming through. And so just keep in mind there's a spectrum there. The Capstan blends, I think particularly the gold, though I've not tried it yet, but I think I've read that even the Capstan Blue is a Virginia blend, but it has a bit of a fruit topping on it. So, you know, you can get blends that are not aromatics in one sense, but still have a little bit of something there. So just keep that in mind when you're deciding what kind of blends you like. You know, you might like something that has just a little bit of flavor to it. You may find that you like the really strong aromatics as far as having a strong aromatic character. And you may like natural tobaccos. You may like both. That's fine. Just find what you like. You know, pay attention to also how much of an aroma is there, and even with a natural tobacco, nothing is just like completely raw tobacco leaf. One more word I'll add is that a lot of people who don't tend to like the real mild tobacco, lots of flavor aromatics, which you would typically call aromatics, might end up liking some of the English style aromatics, which again sounds like a contradiction if your basic paradigm is English versus aromatic. But people whose name is Galwith, either Sam Galwith or Galwith Hogarth and Company, have done a lot of blends that are aromatics, but they're flavored with different stuff than usually you would expect to find. Sometimes they do some that have like some vanilla or something, but they usually use really nice leaf underneath, and a lot of times they'll use other toppings, other flavors that they add to the tobacco that are much different. They're a lot stronger tobaccos usually. So those are generally called Lakeland blends because they come from the Lake District in England. So I'll do a separate section, separate video on those. But this is just sort of an intro, hopefully to help people that are maybe new to pipe smoking and they're seeing all these different blends out there and they have no idea what's this kind of blend taste like, or if I like this one blend, what are some ones that I would obviously know would be similar to that. And so hopefully this video series will help you out, give you some pigeonholes that not every tobacco is going to fit into, but saying, oh, I tend to like this kind of blend. I can ask, what's a good Virginia to smoke, because I liked a Virginia that I tried. Or you may find, oh, I'm really liking Burleys a lot, and I'll talk about the differences there, and hopefully help you guys sort of sort through all the millions, probably millions of different tobacco blends that are out there. Happy smokes!